How long do it take? Let me see. How, there's such a delay on this. I don't know if I'm live or not. It says I'm live. It shows me live. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I'm live. Hey, y'all. I'm live. Um, Welcome. I'm going to. Ooh, I need to do several things. I'm gonna do some housekeeping while I talk. I need to split my monitor and announce it on social media. The other thing I realized is I'm only broadcasting in 720p. I'm trying to figure out how to get broadcast in 1080p on Zoom, and I've seen sources that say you can't do it in Zoom at 1080p, but the Zoom website said that there's an optional setting that you can set to 1080p if it shows up, which it doesn't on mine. So I might have to find some other software. Let me switch my monitor real quick. Let's see. No, not that. Hang on. I need a. There may be a lull while I figure this out. I need to figure out how to split the monitor on the two screens so I can see the comments. Extend. That's what I want. I think so. Yeah. No, come back here. There, that's what I want. So I can see the comments. And hopefully people show up and I can, hang on. I can interact with them. I hate technology. Sometimes I really do. There's so many little fussy things that, with my type of brain, it really frustrates me and wears me out. Okay, I can at least should be able to see the comments, I think, today. Okay, that is done. Let me do some social media announcing. And there's no one here anyway. I don't know why I'm stressing out about it. Just go on Twitter. I announced it today ahead of time so that people could like prepare if they wanted to come and it wouldn't be so spontaneous. All right, and let me just give the link. So I'm going to pretend like there's people in the comments so I can practice. How are y'all doing today? Now here's the link. That's good. Okay. So I guess the first thing I'll do is some Twitter stuff, twittering. Nope. Okay, I think I'm set up now. Just see what's going on Twitter. Oh, I had bookmarked a few things. Is that Steve? Wait, is that Steve? Wow. He looks way better than I thought. Look at he looks way better than I thought from the little he used to have a little cartoon picture. He's Let's just say it's some good technology, Steve. Let me go to what is happening in the world that's interesting right now. I know there's like internet drama. I've been hanging out in the kind of the YouTube, Twitch debate sphere. There's drama over the America First people, the Groypers, Nick Fuentes, Ali Alexander, something over Destiny and Mr. Girl, but I don't really know. I haven't dug into it to know the full story. So it's just gossip right now. Um, how can feminism survive if it drives away male allies? Well, they're doing a good job of that. They sure drove me away. Here's the honest truth: it can't. Ineffective mating strategy, poor way to run society. I agree. A corrupt system that hurts men. This is one of the tweets that I posted today. It's a clip from a debate with a trans person and Andrew from the Crucible. And I'm not going to play it because I don't know copyright rules, but she says that he's asking, like, if self ID, if anybody says a woman, do you have to treat them as though they're a woman? And she says, well, you can get a vibe on who's a woman or not. So if there's like somebody like Andrew, who's obviously a man, and her vibe doesn't say he's a woman, then she doesn't feel obligated to call him she. And I said, so my vibe doesn't tell me that Dylan Mulvaney is a woman, which it doesn't. When I look at Dylan, I see boy. He is so obviously a boy, feminine, dressed with a wig and girls' clothing. He does not come across as woman to me. His vibe does not read woman like Blair White's does, or ContraPoints, or somebody like that. So if our vibe is the determining factor as to what a woman is, which according to this trans person it is, then I'm going to call people by the pronouns that my vibe tells them they are, which is pretty much what I already do now. I tell people you're going to get called what you appear to my brain, the impression you make on my brain. So if you want to be called by a certain pronoun, make sure you pass. Because we didn't have that in my generation at all. The trans people did not try to pretend they were never born the gender that they started out. There was not this like delusion at work. They never freaked out or hit the floor if you called them a wrong pronoun. There weren't even pronouns to enforce. Misgendering was not a thing. Dead naming was not a thing. I mean, they would even tell you about their past and who they were. So at some point with the younger generation or this next wave, it changed. And somehow all of these people that were never harmed by pronouns before are at deadly risk from hearing the wrong pronoun or the wrong name or misgendered. I think it's bully tactics. It's a power play to manipulate and see how much power you can get over. It's like the 1984 2 + 2 = 5 thing. How much power can the party, how much control can the party have over your mind? So if you're I have plenty of trans friends. They don't make crazy demands of me, and I call them what they look like to my brain. And they don't really, that's not the core of our relationship. It's much deeper than pronouns. So if I use a wrong pronoun around them, it's fine. Resiliency, we call it. Like, that's one thing I try to help foster in people. Okay. This happened. The spaceship went off. Elon's spaceship rocket thing. So I think he's trying to get us to Mars, or y'all to Mars. I'm not going. Twitter's really kind of hit and miss. That's why you have to scroll to find the little nuggets. Oh, Lady MAGA. What's going on? I like her. She is a right-wing drag queen. She was a Trump supporter. Pray, smile, hug, celebrate. Be fun, be glamorous, have faith. We've got this, patriots. That's nice. Oh, yeah, let me go to the bookmarks because there was something about Well, here's about what's his name? Billboard Chris. I wanted to look at. So Seth Dillon. No, it isn't loving to use preferred pronouns. It's destructive. It validates a toxic ideology that poisons young people and puts them on a path to despair. No matter how small you think the concession is, legitimizing gender madness spreads harm, not love. Well, that's a little different than I was saying, but kind of along the lines of it's an ideology. It's power and control. It's a ritual. It's a pointless social ritual. It's power and control. You can't enforce etiquette from the top down. It has to emerge organically from your intersubjective interactions with the people around you, at least in a respectful, cohesive society. Language, same way. It's not enforced top down, or good luck, like getting lasting change that way. But for me, it's the freedom to say 2 + 2 is 4. It's the freedom to say, no, Dylan, you are not a girl. It's obvious you were born a boy. I'm not going to capitulate to the ideology or to the. I'm not going to pretend reality is not what I can plainly see it is in front of my face. I don't know if I can play this. I've been wanting to see it. This Billboard Chris is the guy that goes around the country and talks about trans issues, particularly with children and the medicalization of young children. And apparently this guy and him got into some drama. He called me evil as I strolled by, so I engaged him in conversation. And I wanted to watch it, but the tweeter calls it savage. And I love savage. But I don't know how much I'm allowed to play tweets or not. So until I figure that out. Oh, a young lady, same result. Yeah, it's the there are no trans children thing. Like children are not, they don't know what they are. I mean, I knew I was gay from a very early age. And it kind of coalesced around puberty, but that's attraction. That's not necessarily. I didn't know my identity, that's for sure. I still like it's always evolving. Um, all right, I'm just gonna browse through Twitter a little bit more, and then I still have my puzzle I can work on unless people show up. There was something about Elon Musk and Justin Trudeau. Like he said their CBC is government funded, and Trudeau said, no, it's not, or only partially. And I don't know, some little public tiff between those two. Okay, well, Twitter is, like I said, Twitter's been kind of moribund lately. Kind of disappointing. Um, I'd honestly rather do a puzzle. Let me get out of here. Oh, I can't get to yeah, there we go. Wait, where's my puzzle? Where's my puzzle? Right there's my puzzle. I worked on it a little bit last night too, filling in the sky and stuff. So again, this is me learning, me experimenting how to do a live stream. Eventually, hopefully, it will coalesce into something more interesting. Maybe not. I'll probably still keep doing it. But the idea is to have people stop by, guests, etc., and talk about real stuff. So it's not always going to be a watch me do a puzzle channel. It's just to have something like to engage in while I'm babbling to the camera. The Twitch people play video games and stuff like that. So, but when you do show up, and you interact in the comments and you want to start a conversation or throw out a topic, That is what I'm actually looking to do. I have a friend that we might do 80s day one day. He grew up in the 80s like me, and he's really into 80s music. So we talked about doing one on the 80s. The 80s were fun. I feel bad for, I honestly do feel bad for people that didn't grow up in the 80s. Of course, every generation probably thinks their generation was fun, except the kids these days seem like they're having the most miserable time in the existence of human history. But part of it, I think, is they have the internet, and it like magnifies or distorts their reality. We did all kind of fun stuff. We played outside, roller skating, um, like in the skating rink. The music, that was the heart of the 80s to me. We had good movies. A friend and I were talking the other day about the Breakfast Club being that was like the defining movement of my generation. I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school when it came out. And she's like, the kids these days think it's horrible. They can't believe how, I guess, brutal and barbaric high school was back then. And I think like my nightmare is how it is today, where you have to tiptoe on eggshells. You can't talk or breathe or be yourself without being scared to offend somebody, or not being not towing the right line and getting chastised and scolded and ostracized for it. And that's coming from the authority. Like with me, it was coming mostly from the kids, but it really wasn't that bad. And today it's coming from the teachers and the authorities. Like that's where the fear is coming from. Teacher, leave those kids alone. And they don't teach. I don't think they're learning math or reading or anything. I think they're learning ideology and how racist everything is and how horrible white people are. I taught during No Child Left Behind, and I watched the degradation of education begin about that time with the standardized testing. All the teachers were trying to leave. They were like becoming real estate agents and scrambling to, they were flying out of that school. Um, and I left about the same time too. It was a temporary contract, or license rather. But I liked it. I taught special ed. That was my favorite. That's what I was really good at. All the weird and different kids that nobody else knew what to do with. Give them to Jeff. He seems to know. Because I was one. I know exactly what to do with those kids. Um, no commenters yet. I'm sitting out on the porch by myself watching. I grew up in the country, so like every now and then a car would come by on the road. We were on the highway part, but on the dirt roads, you might never see a car all day. Yee. So my commitment is to try to do an hour a day. I'll go longer if there's activity, but so I want to get myself in the habit of doing at least an hour, even if not much happens. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna check in with Discord real quick. There seems to be some activity. Oh yeah, nothing that important. Okay. Anything on Twitter? Facebook. Damn it, I hate this split monitor because it takes my mouse away when I go too close to the top. Um, okay. Well, I guess I will go back to the puzzle. What was I talking about? It probably doesn't matter. Uh, See, I want to. I'm so curious to know what's on everybody else's mind. I already know what I think about things. Like reciting it out loud to myself doesn't really add anything to it. But I'm burning curious to hear what other people think. Oh, oh, I see. Okay. There's probably going to be a lag in the comments because the my YouTube screen is not completely timed to reality, like so much else. Um, Maybe I'll make a note on Facebook. Ooh, wait, I see the piece. Hang on. This little thing right here. I think I'll do that. I'm going to pop it on Facebook real quick and see if I can draw some people from there. Tempt them into my lair, into the devil's den. What's on your mind, Jeff? Nope. That was the Zoom link. I need to send the YouTube link. Hang on. Oh, give me my mouse. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, it has the puzzle. It has the puzzle as my thumbnail. Oh well, maybe it'll draw people who like puzzles. That will be probably a good indicator of some interesting, stimulating conversation. And and tonight I'm doing a Zoom after this. It's for gifted and 2E adults. We have a little group of us that meet pretty regularly. We're trying to grow. So if you are gifted and or neurodivergent, or I guess and yeah, either way, and or gifted and or neurodivergent, yes. Then come hang out with us. We have all kind of interesting conversations. Um, it's pretty neat. We're trying to create a community where we can be authentic and we don't have to mask. We don't have to pretend to not be what we are. We can be weird and still connect with others, or be intense or intellectual, whatever your too muchness is. And I'm doing one tomorrow. I'm doing one actually today, tomorrow, and then Saturday. Ooh, listen to this, y'all. Got an announcement. Oh, I have another announcement after this. I just remembered. Saturday at 8 p.m. Central, we are having a dance party on Zoom. We did that during COVID, the Gay Pride Month. Had a lot of like pride parties online, and everyone dressed up and danced in their living room. So we're gonna do one Saturday on Zoom. You can email me for the link. My email is primalhex. I changed my YouTube name to that, so it's the same name at gmail.com. primalhex at gmail.com. And so you can come hang out on Zoom with us tonight and tomorrow, and come dance with us Saturday night. Rugs will be cut and stuff will be strutted. My other announcement, if there are any Catholics out there listening or watching later for whatever odd reason, I have some ortho bros that I've been hanging out with, that are Christian orthodoxy, that are looking for Catholics to debate, like find points of theology and stuff. So if you are Catholic and are interested in coming on and defending your faith or debating the Ortho Bros, please let me know, and I'll pass it on. It's the I did it. The guy I did the debate with, Andrew, was Orthodox, I think. But my Orthodox friend said he drinks and smokes and curses and berates people, and that Orthodox don't like that. So, but he doesn't claim to speak for the Orthodox Church, so he's very upfront about that. So anyway, that's my other announcement. And then Saturday and Sunday mornings, P.F. Jung, who's the guy I did the podcast with on Satanism, does his morning show. He starts about 9 a.m. and goes for a few hours. He does a live stream Saturday, and he kind of responds to clips and different viewer comments. And Sunday, it's the Gender Fucks podcast, FUX, with Anton and John Bridges from Canada. And the three of them do kind of like a panel show. So I enjoy those. Those are fun. So if you're not doing anything Saturday or Sunday morning, or you want to have coffee and watch something cool, check out PF's stream. And there's some other live streamers I've been hanging out at. So I'll post those as I get more familiar with them. The guys from Dangerous Rhetoric on Twitter, they do some pretty good live streams and premieres too. I've stopped by a couple of theirs. I don't know if they're a couple or they live together. They're roommates at least, and they put on a podcast show, politics, culture, sometimes gay issues. Which, when do we not have issues? Although the trans people seem to have stepped into the spotlight lately, and the queer and genderqueer and the plus letters, whatever comes after the LGB. So I'll let them have the drama for a while. All I ever wanted was to be just an ordinary gay, as ordinary as I would ever possibly be. When I was with my partner Mike in Vegas, we had that. That was like the most normal and adult I've ever been. We had a home, jobs, like middle class lifestyle, friends, and I didn't foresee any of this. That was before marriage, so we didn't have marriage. I was glad, but he's the one that passed away, and that's when all the PTSD started. I watched him go in the hospital, and I don't wish that on anybody. I've literally never been the same since. It like broke my whole mind. But it was worth it. I tell people all the time, it was painful. Like there's always a risk, but what I got out of being that close to someone and that kind of relationship and love, the closest thing to love I felt, it was definitely worth it. I wouldn't go back and not do it just to avoid the pain. I would do it all over again. No commenters. I kind of have to pee. I can play a video. No, I need to figure out the copyright rules. I really do. I feel my sense of excellence is kicking in, and I want to give you like the highest quality experience I can. So I don't want to jeopardize it with copyright or give you some shoddy watch this while I go pee screen. So I'll come up with something. If there's a guest, maybe they would be willing to take over and entertain for a while. They'd probably do a better job. I mean, I've never been under the illusion that I'm the most exciting person to watch, but I am good at conversation, I love to listen and exchange ideas. So when there's actual people involved, hopefully that will come through. Let me check back on Twitter. Nothing. I'm checking Facebook. Ooh, I got something. Ooh, I got a top badge for Jordan Thibodeau and Les Rodeurs. In Cajun, it's rôder is the verb. So people, those who rôder, people who rôder are rôdeurs, rôdeuses. Rôder means to run the roads, cat around. We used to go rôdaying the roads all the time. One of the most fun things to do as Cajun, and they have the Cajun OnStar video. That's a prank version of it, but we'd go visiting. We'd somebody that had a car. You'd get in the car and you'd just go ride, and you'd go visit. Like, who can we go visit? Whose house can we stop at? You just spontaneously stop and visit random people. Sometimes they'd get in the car with you and come along, and you'd go find other people to visit. In Cajun, it's called levee. There's tradition of visiting. There's even a really good documentary on YouTube called levee, the visit, that examines Cajun culture. Oh, I can see that I'm rocking in the video. That's the autism thing. I don't notice that I do it. It's stimming. I just try to normalize it. It's not gonna hurt nobody. And so I love to rôder and lave. And in fact, growing up, I went to a residential program for the gifted, kind of like a governor's school, although it existed before the first governor's school. And a lot of the classes were taught by college professors. It was held at a university. We lived on campus in the dorms and took classes at the university. A lot of them were taught by university professors, and we got really close to the professors. And during the year, we would have little reunions, and like all of my classmates would come in, because I lived in the town that the university was at. But the kids came from all over the state, and we would go visit the professors. We'd just drop in on them randomly, and surprise, it's your gifted kids that you love so much. And we'd sit and they'd host us for hours, and we'd sit and talk and visit. I got so much out of having those connections. Gifted people need, especially young people, but adults too, if they didn't get it growing up, need their gifted peers. They need that. Neurotypicals get that social development from the people around them. Gifted people need other gifted people to get that from. Same with autistic people and other neurodivergents. You need your peers to fully develop. And that's one thing I try to provide on these Zooms, is a chance for other gifted people to connect and begin to get that mirroring and that developmental effect that we seem to be able to provide each other. Oh, I'm talking with my hands. I see that too. Well, I'm autistic and gay and Southern. There will probably be some hand motion frequently. So just love me. That's what I tell people. I try to make it easy. And see, that's what I don't like. Jerks with my mouse. Okay, I might take a little pause, and I don't know what to. Is there something I could play? Maybe I could play one of my videos. I'll do that. I'll just play one of my videos in the meantime, and then I'm gonna run and do a little bio break. I gotta pull one up first. Okay. New World Chaos, by the way, is my other channel, and it was a podcast I did with a few friends during COVID, so maybe I'll play a video from that. I guess I better make it one of mine. Are y'all into Hegel The dialectic. Yeah, I could play that one. Oh, here's one. The Tao of Pooh. Here's one we did on Pooh and Eastern philosophy. I'll play that one. And then I will be right back. So enjoy the show.
Start with any
Hopefully y'all can hear it.
like brief little introduction or whatever is kind of coming to mind right now for you?
Yeah, first thing that springs
I
to
will be
mind, I
right
think
back.
we need to clear something up straight away,
Here's
and
one. The Tao of
whether it's the
Eastern
Tao of
philosophy.
Pooh
Here's one we did
or the
on
Tao of Pooh,
Pooh.
discuss, because I'm not sure.
I'm looking it up now. I am not a Pooh expert.
This is
It's
the official
pronounced Tao.
podcast.
Because I need to type it into social media.
Coming to
Let's
mind
see.
right
Because
now.
Neil, like you've lived in China.
Brief little
Why
introduction,
would it
whatever
be
is kind
two
of
different
coming to mind
It's
right
the
now.
Tao of Pooh. T-A-O.
Okay, so when Chinese was translated into English originally, it was done by
This is the official podcast.
Wade Giles, two people, Mr. Wade and Mr. Giles. They came up with an
This is the
English
official
language
podcast.
version of Chinese pronunciation. So that used the letter T to make the sound, which is actually a D sound. So you'll see things written such as TZI in some expressions and just ZI in other expressions. The more modern way of writing Chinese with the English alphabet would use the letter D, and the old way would use the letter T. But the actual Chinese word is Dao, which means path or way. So the modern version is probably phonetically closer to the Chinese way of speaking. The other thing that changed in that period was that when Wade Giles put it together, it was still the Qing dynasty, the Manchurian Empire, and they used classical Chinese as a way of writing.
Stop share.
And maybe the way
Turn my camera back on. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for being patient. If anyone knows how to stream in 1080p, either with Zoom or some other form of software, I looked at StreamYard, but the free plan didn't have all the features I was looking for, and I'm not sure I'm ready to pay yet for. I want to shop around software first. So if anybody knows a way to stream in 1080p, and I looked at OBS, I'm not sure. I want something where I can have guests on too, like Zoom. So it has to be something where I can like send a link and have other people join. So if any of you know, and you can put in the comments or email me, I'd like to start streaming in higher quality. Am I on? I think so. I'm checking Facebook, Twitter. Okay, I'll just keep doing the puzzle until I figure something else to do. I think so. I'm trying to think of any other. I'm checking Facebook. Wait, why am I hearing sound? Twitter. Oh, I know why. Hang on. Okay, I'll just keep doing the puzzle until I figure something else. There's a lag to do. I think so. Let me mute this. If I refresh it. Yeah, there's a lag. I hear other people say this on their streams too, that there's a lag between their real-time experience and what shows up on YouTube. That's why the comments always seem behind. Figure something else. There's a lag to do. So, if there's technology that doesn't lag, that would be I might look into that too. Yeah, there's a lag. I hear other people say this. I'm still hearing a sound. Why? Oh, their real-time experience and what shows up on YouTube. Hang on, let me something's amiss. I'm hearing myself from the stream. Oh, because I have it playing in 2 places. That's why. Okay. All right, problem solved. Back to pause. I'm hearing myself from the stream. I'm still hearing myself. I have it playing. God damn it. That's why. There. Shut up, kid. Dum-de-dum. Whoa, we're already at 20 minutes to the hour. Well, that wasn't so bad. We're almost there. Maybe I can think of a few little things to wrap up with. And I'll stream again tomorrow, probably about the same time, because I'm doing that Zoom later. Or maybe I'll bump it to 4 and see if that makes a difference. I know, like, I'm streaming at odd times of the day where people may be at work. So I'll try to experiment with the times that I stream too. But I've started to announce it. Like, after I do this, I'm going to set up tomorrow's. And it'll give you advance notice. And you can do the little notify me thing. How big is this sky? This is even sky. It could be part of a white building. Need more plant material, palm tree stuff. But it sure would be nice to hear from some of you. I feel like the Maytag man, all alone in the basement, waiting for a call. My brain is out of stuff. Let me maybe check back on Twitter real quick. Oh, I think there might have been some more tweets I bookmarked. Well, I like this one about safetyism. It creates hidden risks that are far more consequential than the risk it attempts to mitigate. I mean, there's some amount of risk to life that if you try to eliminate completely, you constrain and restrict life to the point where it's not even life anymore. And also, we grow from adversity. Like, you can't eliminate adversity from your life completely, or you lose out on the developmental potential that adversity has for you. We grow through challenges and risk and adversity and overcoming obstacles. So to avoid that completely, especially to consciously, intentionally try to avoid that, you're really impoverishing yourself and doing yourself a disservice. They're saying it's the biggest risk, more so than climate change or AI. I don't know what to think about AI or where it's going. I used it to. I have a website I'm going to be launching in a few weeks. It's complete. I just have to wait till I get licensed. But I used it to generate the copy on my website. I told it what I was trying to communicate and fed a bunch of prompts into it, and it spit out stuff. I did it in like the style of Jordan Peterson, Carl Jung. I did one in Freud, Emerson, etc. And then the person that's helping me with the website took it, and he's a writer as well, and he kind of gave it the human touch and reworded it on a human level. So the AI gave a starting point, but I wasn't blown away by the content it generated. Like, the humans did a way better job. than the AI. So I'm still, and that artwork that came out a year or so ago that everybody kept posting was, I mean, you could only look at a few of them after a while before I just got tired of seeing it on my feed. I'm like, okay, I get the style. But I'm not an early adopter anyway. So I'll, one, John Stokes did a video of, you can find on his Twitter, of the AIs, like when they start to talk to each other, the AI alignment, when one AI starts to sync up with another AI and they start feeding each other all of their information. What's going to happen then? Will it centralize into one big AI brain, or will it become competing AI paradigms? I don't know. Stick around, because I feel like we're going to find out sooner than we're ready for it, maybe even in my lifetime. And I've heard AI music, which sucks, that people think K-pop is bad. AI music is like elevator music, but from a machine. It's like Nintendo video game music. I don't like it. I'm not impressed with AI. They said you can generate like all the dead rock stars. You can make new albums from them, but it's not the artist. It's there's an art and creativity that comes from the human, the individual human musicians, that you're just not going to replicate. You're not going to have an AI Beatles or an AI Shakespeare. I'm convinced you're not. And if by that infinitesimal chance that you do, life's not even going to be worth the breath to breathe it anymore. Well, what else is topical that I could talk about? I'm tired of talking about the trans stuff. I'm tired of talking about gay stuff, gender stuff. I'm kind of tired of talking about the Satanism, honestly, because I debate it so much lately. I don't know. Email me your request or leave comments. Hopefully I'll remember to check them. Catch me on Twitter. Catch me on Discord. I'm just running out the clock at this point because I want to do an hour. So I got 13 minutes left. But thank you for even like trying to, even if you watch for like a minute or even a few seconds, thank you for that. Because my hope is to get better as I do it, or as guests come on. Oh, a flag. That's an American flag right there. It's going to go somewhere. I'm so excited to see where the flag goes now. Oh, that goes here. Well, I will be here tomorrow again. Uh, what time did I stream? 5 or 6 Central Time, and see what happens then. And in about an hour, I'll have that other Zoom up. So if you want to come to that and hang out, it's gifted, twice exceptional. Autism, ADHD, neurodivergence, just weird and different, basically. You can find me on Twitter for the link or email me, primalhex@gmail.com. Or if you happen to be watching this on Facebook, you can contact me there. And we usually have a good time. Sometimes we do movie nights, game nights. I mentioned the dance party. But really, it's just the conversation. It's when you get enough gifted people together and the conversation starts flowing. It's quite something to see. I really don't have anything else to say. I'm so curious about this flag. Let's check Twitter one more time. Let's do the homepage. See what the algorithm has for me. What are Republicans doing today? See, I used to follow people on the left. That's why I stay off of the homepage. I guess I'm not really in an information bubble because I do follow people from the left with different opinions and takes than I do, but I very carefully curate them. I don't want a barrage of it like I get from the homepage. Oh, Twitter Spaces. Let's see what Twitter Spaces might be coming up. Let me get all this out of the way here. Ooh, Aaron Gwynn. Oh, it's already over. Okay, looks like nothing's coming up for my people. Genders don't play sports. Play on the team that matches your body. Just stop. Shame on you for abandoning biological female. Biology matters. Like my line is the line at which biology is somehow no longer significant or matters. Biology matters. We have gendered bodies. We didn't ask for them. It's the condition we found ourselves in. But to pretend like they have no significance or they're not a factor to be taken into account, I'm not down with. So that is my line. Gender isn't a thing. It wasn't a thing until last century, last week, really during COVID is where I noticed the explosion of it. And ever since it's been a thing, it's served no purpose but to pick apart Western society, so I reject it entirely. Next question. Amen. Preach it, girl. Let's see. Ooh, might have to hop in there. Ooh. Oh, there's a space tonight. Gay Toad is doing Twitter space. What time? You don't say. I'll be on my Zoom. Just come Zoom with us. Or do a Twitter Zoom. Do a Zoom. I can't wait till Twitter has video spaces. Well, I stopped smoking weed anyway. It's a 420 space. Seven minutes, y'all. Waiting for the bell to ring. Okay. Well, Let's check in on. See what's going on in men's mental health. There are no red pixels. Ooh, I don't see any pixels now. None of this is red. There are no red. There's no red anywhere in this image. It's all a carefully crafted illusion. I hope you don't have epilepsy, because it's even affected me and I don't have it. Don't believe anyone without a blue check. I was thinking about giving mine. Mine renews tomorrow. And I was thinking about giving it up because Twitter's just become so dead lately. But I think I'm going to keep it another month just to see. And then I might have to say goodbye. I shouldn't comment. Shut for once. Okay, men's mental health, not much. Let's check Satan, the Satanics, see what they're up to. The Church of Satan. Yeah, the church. This is what I'm finding out recently from the Church of Satan. They like to police who's a Satanist and who's not, because they believe they created the original Satanism, and nobody should be using the name Satanism if you don't follow an authentic satanic tradition or path. And I tell them the same thing I tell everyone: you don't own language. Satanism describes very perfectly what I'm about and what I'm doing with it, and I don't care if you think it's like Christians do that all the time. You're not a real Christian. Now they have Satanists doing you're not a real Satanist. And it's coming from the Church of Satan. But they're non-theistic, same as Satanic Temple, which means they don't believe in an actual supernatural Satan. So to me, the real theistic Satanists should be the ones policing them. And they probably do. I'd like to find more Satanists. If there's any Satanists out there listening and you want to start a little virtual community or Zoom or something, holler at me. I tried to meet Satanists in person in Seattle, and they stood me up. But there's this like gatekeeping process, because there's a gatekeeping process for everything in Seattle, because it's like a safetyism, and like they're introverts. They don't have the people skills to just show up and meet people. And so I went through their little process, and they scheduled a coffee with me, and they were going to send like a final confirmation to set up the coffee. Never heard from them. And then COVID happened, and we all got locked down, so I didn't really get to meet very many Satanists in person, but I met some online, but mostly Satanic Temple, which is way too woke for me. And so I haven't really gotten to meet as many Satanists as I like to, but every time I meet them, they're definitely my people. Like there's this vibe and camaraderie between us where we just get each other, like, which I guess happens with people that share the same values. That happens when I meet autistic people, men's groups over women, gifted people. That happens with when I meet other Cajun people. We have that Cajun bond. There's like a fluidity to the interaction, communication when it's an in-group. And I definitely feel that in-group, I have that in-group experience with people who call themselves Satanists. So it tells me I'm on the right track. So yeah, I'd like to meet more of you. If you're out there, contact me. Okay, it's coming up on an hour. I'm not that much of a stickler for time. I feel like I've given it roughly an hour, so I'm comfortable ending it here. And tell you what, I will do one more piece, and then I will call it a day, and get ready for the Zoom coming up in an hour, which you're invited to if you're gifted in 2E. Or even if you think you might be gifted, or two, because a lot of adults don't know. I was identified in the first grade very early, but a lot of adults that like didn't come on the teacher's radar, they may still be gifted in 2E and just not realize it. So even if the two blank is always a good indication if you're too much or too intense or too intellectual or too this or too that. The first job I got fired from here in Seattle, I've never been fired from a job in my life until I moved to Seattle. They said I was too creative, passionate, and intense, and they're just not set up for there. It was like an office job in a medical office. I'm like, I thought those were good things. Like, who wouldn't want a creative, passionate employee? And what does it mean to be set up for that? And so that was like my first experience with being too much of a good thing for a job. And then my job after that, another medical type setting, they said that they liked my ideas and my energy, but it was too much too soon. And I'm thinking, what does that mean? I mean, if you like it and it's a good thing, let's figure out what to do with it. I don't have a lower setting. If this is too much too soon, I don't have a slower pace either. One job I was working at, they said, one of my coworkers told me that I was working at too high of a standard, and I was working like too high of a level, and I was setting too high of a standard for the rest of the coworkers to keep up with. And I'm thinking, this is my baseline workplace pace and standard. Like I don't have a lower setting, and I'm sorry that you feel like you have to keep up with what I'm doing. You don't. You should work at your pace, but they always have to make it a thing. Like when you put gifted people in neurotypical settings, we're always a thing. In Cajun, it's called a tracas, a hassle, a fuss. It's always a tracas when you throw us in the wrong setting, and we get scapegoated and made to bear the brunt of it. And there's a thing called gifted mobbing in the workplace, which is a thing. It's tall poppyism. It's the scapegoat dynamic. Sometimes it's the Cartman drama triangle with the victim, rescuer, and perpetrator. The gifted person is the perpetrator that's disrupting the comfortable neurotypical environment, and somebody tries to step in and protect them and rescue and make like scapegoat the gifted person. That's why we need special classrooms, special environments, special schools, apparently special workplaces. That was a very fruitful topic to uncork there at the last minute, because I have so much to say on it. I could do a whole podcast on it. In fact, I will try to remember it for tomorrow, and maybe I could pick up on that topic where I left off. But if you want to talk about it more, or anything gifted related tonight, or just have fun and hang out with some cool people and have cool conversation, contact me. We're going to do the Zoom in about an hour. Again, primalhex@gmail, PRIMALHEX. It's in my YouTube name next to my picture. And I will see you again tomorrow, or not. And have a good day, and see you on Friday. Take care. How do I stop this?